we do at Mydlach Management Advisors is help create more effective managers so they can create more effective companies. My name is Phil Mydlach with Mydlach Management Advisors. A big part of what I do is I help employees and managers communicate more effectively through conflicting points of view. And when you do that in the context of a healthy culture with respectful and compassionate communication, a conflicting point of view doesn't have to be conflict. It can be true collaboration. I built my own company and had sold it, and now I work with other organizations, other teams, other managers, other leaders, and really help them improve their effectiveness. You know, it's just fascinating. Being an owner and operator my entire life, you learn a lot. I've faced a lot of the same challenges that they faced and, have been able to work my way through it. In the discovery process to see if we're fit, obviously I want to take as much time as possible to make sure that, both the prospective client and myself feel that we're a perfect fit for one another. I want them to have a deep understanding of who I am, my skill set, who I am at the core as an individual, right? And what makes me special. And I want to know the same thing about them. What I try to help people understand is if the communication effectiveness rating is low in your organization and it's high in your competitors, who's going to win? Right? If the pipe is wide open, they're going to identify and attack problems, obstacles, and inefficiencies with a greater sense of urgency than yours. Think about it. Why would top talent stay inside an organization if we're not effective communicators, if we don't have critical dialogue, if we don't talk about the typical things, and if we're not respectful and compassionate with how we talk about, the tough topics? So, having effective communications in a company it's so important and it's so obvious, but a lot of times people just don't understand how to fix it, and that's really an area of expertise that I have. So there's this concept that I talk about as it relates to performance management, and that is train, trade, or free agency. And a lot of times when we want to start to create traction inside of an organization, what we want to do is we want to do two things. We want to make sure that all the right data, the performance data, is visible, and we also want to make sure that we communicate about that data. So if we have visibility plus communication, that creates traction. When we create visibility about performance and we create dialogue, critical dialogue about performance, it gives the manager the opportunity to decide, is this person trainable? Are they somebody that can really take their game to the next level? And if so, we're going to make that investment. Or are they a trade? Which is a nice way of saying, this person is not a fit inside our organization. We have underperformers that stay inside of organizations for an extended period of time, and that's really what brings their performance down. The free agency concept comes in when you start turning the lights on bright as it relates to performance. You create visibility about performance and you create dialogue. People that either can't or won't perform, they'll head for the exits on their own. There's a sales manager that I worked with for about 18 months. I had charged him for 22 hours of work, and he wanted to accelerate the pace of his growth, right? So he comes to me and he says, hey, would you work with me? Done a little homework, and he's known me from some of the work that I've done inside that organization, and can we work together? Well, certainly the answer is yes. This particular individual was generating with his sales team $1.4 million in gross profit on the previous year. Within 18 months of working together, their annual production was $3.4 million of gross profit, and their investment was 22 hours of coaching time. Phenomenal success story. That's the stuff that gets me stoked, gets me up in the morning. There's a lot of great people in leadership roles that are struggling. Some of the things that may come easy to some people are difficult for others, and it's really just spending a little bit of time together to really fine-tune their processes, fine-tune their culture, fine-tune the way they communicate and interact with their team and their clients. And oftentimes it's just a little fine-tuning that makes such a huge difference in somebody's career and as well as the company's performance. So if you think you need a little bit of fine tuning, a little bit of help to take you to that next level, give me a call.